Hello students. So today's topic is group 14, it is carbon group elements. Group 14 in the P block element, that is group 13 is the boron family. Group 14 is the carbon group elements. We are going to see about carbon, the allotropes of carbon, carbon monoxide, its preparation properties and uses, and carbon dioxide preparation properties and uses in this video. So first, the occurrence of carbon. Carbon which is found in the native form as graphite. That means here not only carbon group elements, not only carbon. So many elements are there in the 14th group: carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So among this, carbon is found in the native form as graphite, coal, crude oil and carbonate rocks such as calcite, magnesite, etc. contains large quantities of carbon in its combined form with other elements. That means its native form is graphite, but other than this, in a coal, crude oil and carbonate rocks, carbon is also found as a combined form. Then silicon, which occurs as a silica, nothing but it is a sand, and quartz crystal. Silicate minerals and clay are other important sources for silicon. So mainly in the carbon group elements, carbon and silicon is very most important element. Then germanium, tin, they are the semi metals. So later we will see. So this is the occurrence of now carbon many elements. Organic compounds are exist in the whole world. How this happens? So due to the catenation property. So catenation means it is an ability of an element to form a chain of atoms to form a number of organic compounds. So catenation means it is an ability of an element to form chain of atoms. Then what are the conditions for necessary for catenation is an important book back question. What are the conditions which is essential for catenation property? So the first point, the valency of element is greater than or equal to 2. That means definitely carbon valency is 4 because atomic number is 6. So first shell 2 electrons, then remaining 4 electrons, they are called as valence electrons. So the valency of an element should be greater than or equal to 2. The element should have an ability to bond with itself. That means that element, that is carbon or silicon, they can bind with another atom, that is have an ability to bond with itself. That means carbon-carbon linkage, silicon-silicon linkage. That capacity, that ability should have for these catenation. The third property is the self bond must be as strong its bond with other elements. Self bond means it should be bonding by self. That means carbon can bind with carbon to form a number of compounds. For example, if we take a hemoglobin structure, that is, it is a big structure, it's a complex one. So the self bond must be as strong as its bond with other element. Then fourth point is kinetic inertness of catenated compound towards other molecules. So after formation of catenation, that is catenated compounds, it should having a kinetic inertness. That means it does not, after the formation of catenation compounds, that means formation of complex compounds, it should be inert in nature. That is kinetic inertness of catenated compounds towards other molecule. Then carbon possesses if all the above properties and forms a wide range of compounds with itself and with other elements. Not only with the carbon, it can also forms a wide variety of compounds when reacting with other elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and halogens. Next topic we are going to see is allotropes of carbon. We know allotropy means the same compound, they can exist in many forms. Their physical property is different but chemical property is same. This is called allotropy. So carbon also exists in many allotropic forms. Graphite, diamond are the most common allotropes you have studied in lower classes. Other important allotropes of carbon are graphene, fullerenes and carbon nanotubes. These are the 3 extra you are going to study in 12th standard. So graphite, diamond, then graphene, fullerene and carbon nanotubes. These are the allotropes of the first carbon. Allotropic form of carbon is graphite. So graphite is the most stable allotropic form of carbon. at normal temperature and pressure. So this is the most stable allotropic form. And it is soft and easily conducts the electricity. We know graphite is a good conductor of electricity due to the mobile electrons, that is free electrons. It is composed of a flat two-dimensional sheets of carbon atoms. Each sheet is a hexagonal in nature. That means its structure is hexagonal in shape. In next picture, I will show the structure of graphite. So each sheet is a hexagonal net of sp2 hybridized carbon with the Cc bond length is, that is carbon-carbon bond length is 1.41 Armstrong, which is very close to the Cc bond distance. Then each carbon atoms form 3 sigma bonds with the neighboring carbon atom using its 3 of its valence electrons. And the fourth electron present is unhybridized p orbital forms a pi bond. So these pi electrons are delocalized over the entire sheet, which is responsible for the electrical conductivity. So and also it should be there is carbon-carbon bond, which should be a weak van der Waals force, and it is used as a lubricant either in its own or its graphited oil. That means graphite, it can be used as a lubricant and as a graphited oil. So these are the points regarding graphite. So it is the most allotropic form, and it's soft and conducts electricity, and it's a hexagonal sheet, sp2 hybridization, and it's a good conductor of electricity due to the free pi electrons, and it is attached by weak van der Waals forces, and it is used as a lubricant, and it's a graphited structure of graphite. See, the carbon-carbon length is 1.42 picometer, and the layers distance is 335 picometer, and the structure is, if you see, it is a hexagonal sheet. So the each layers, which will be, that is a flat two-dimensional sheets, they are held together by a weak van der Waals force. So this is the structure of graphite. Next we are going to see about the structure of diamond. Unlike graphite, the other allotrope diamond is very hard. We know graphite is a soft structure and diamond is a very hardest one. Here the hybridization is sp3 and the bond length is 1.54 Armstrong. This results in the tetrahedral arrangement. That means the shape is, for graphite it is a hexagonal, for diamond which is a tetrahedral arrangement. Then all the 4 valence electrons are involved in bonding, so there is no free electrons for conducting the electricity. So being it is the hardest element, diamond is used for sharpening hard tools. We know diamond cuts diamond only. So for cutting the hard tools, cutting glasses, making bore and rock drilling. So these are the points regarding diamond. So the very important point, once again I recall, diamond is a very hard in nature. Hybridization is sp3. Bond length is 1.54 Armstrong. Tetrahedral arrangement. All the 4 valence electrons of carbon involved in bonding. There is no free electrons for conductivity. And since it is hard in nature, it is used for sharpening hard tools, cutting glasses, making bore and this picture shows that structure of diamond. See, it is a tetrahedral arrangement. The bond length is 1.54 Armstrong. So each carbon is surrounded by 4 other carbon atoms and the shape is tetrahedral in nature. There is no free electron and it does not conduct electricity, and it is the hardest substance. Next allotropic form is fullerenes. Fullerenes are newly synthesized allotropes of carbon. Nowadays it is a newly synthesized one. Now, unlike graphite and diamond, these allotropes are discrete molecules such as carbon 32. That means 32 carbon, they form a ball-like structure. So means that fully carbon, not any other atom. It is looking like a ball. C50, C60, C70 and C76. These molecules have a cage-like structure. The C60 molecules have a saucer ball-like structure. That is, it is looking like a saucer ball. That is a since it is looking like a saucer ball-like structure, and it is called as a Buckminster fullerene. Why it is called Buckminster? Because in America, the scientist name is Buckminster. He constructed a dome shape architecture, which is similar like a fullerenes. That's why the fullerene name is called as Buckminster fullerenes. And it has a fused ring structure, consists of 26 membered ring and 12 5-membered ring. Next picture I will show the diagram for the fullerenes. If you keenly observe the picture, it shows that it's a pentagon and hexagon structure is continuously coming. So that's why it is called as a 5-membered ring as well as 6-membered ring. So there are 12 5-membered ring, that is called pentagon, and 26-membered ring is called as hexagon. So continuously, if normal football, if you are seeing, there is a pentagon and a hexagon structure is coming. So each carbon atom is sp2 hybridization and forms 3 sigma bonds and a delocalized pi bond, giving the aromatic character to these molecules. So 3 sigma bond and a delocalized pi bond, since we know like a benzene which has a 6 sigma bonds and as well as 3 pi bond also. Here also, due to the pi bond, it gives aromatic character to these molecules. The CC bond distance is 1.44 Armstrong and the carbon double bond distance is 1.38. Here is the picture which shows that the structure of fullerenes. Fullerenes, see one picture which shows that pentagon, the other one is hexagon, then pentagon, that is a 5-membered ring, 6-membered ring. There are 20 6-membered ring and 12 5-membered rings. So it is looking like a soccer ball. That's why it is called as a Buckminster fullerene or next allotrope is carbon nanotubes. So another recently discovered allotropes having a graphite like tubes. Similarly, it is looking like a hexagon shape. It is a graphite like a tube with a fullerene end. Starts with a graphite structure and end with fullerene tubes. Along the axis, these nanotubes are stronger than steel and it conducts electricity. Nanotubes have many applications in nanoscale electronics, catalysis, polymers, and in medicine also. So many applications in nanoscale electronics, catalysis, polymers, and in medicine. So these are the structure of carbon. Last allotropic form of carbon is graphene. When we are seeing the structure, it is looking like a honeycomb. தேன் தட்டு மாதிரி இருக்குது. So it has a single planar sheet of sp2 hybridized carbon atom that are densely packed in a honeycomb crystal lattice. So here the hybridization is sp2 and it is looking like a plain sheet, so planar sheet, and it is looking like a densely packed in a honeycomb crystal lattice. So this is called as a graphene. So graphene, allotropic form of carbon, it is a single planar sheet, hybridization is sp2 and it is densely packed in a honeycomb crystal lattice.